Hello, welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to do another board game unboxing. This is a game by Flying Frog Productions, another one that also does Shadows of Brimstone, A Touch of Evil, Last Night on Earth, to name a few. And all fine games, all dice chucking goodness. This game is no different, probably a little bit even simpler than some of those, but it's called Conquest of Planet Earth, the space alien game. And in this video, I'm going to do the base game, and I'll do a video on the expansion, the big box expansion, and then I'm going to do a video on all three of the supplements. And I think that's pretty much the whole universe for right now for Conquest of Planet Earth. But anyway, we got this off of eBay. We got a good deal on the box game and its expansion, and the supplements and everything we got from Flying Frog Productions. But this is a it's an unboxing in the sense that it's not in shrink wrap, but it's never been played. It's unpunched. The only thing that's missing is the insert and the plastic that goes around the box. Other than that, it's a brand new game. It's never been played. And I like to get them like that because usually you can save quite a bit of money, and it's never been played, so you still get to unpunch it and sort out the cards and sleeve them and all that stuff. So it's pretty much new to me, saving a lot of money in the meantime. All right, so without further ado, let's get this unboxing underway. So it's an Alien Conquest board game for 1 to 4 players, ages 12 and up. Again, Flying Frog Productions, Jason C. Hill, who does all the games. And there we go. And there's the back of the box there. And I'm just going to read through it a little bit. Let's see if I can. All right, so it is the 1960s and a shadow has fallen across the Earth. A massive alien armada has come from the deepest reaches of space with a single goal: to conquer the planet. But mankind will not be swept away easily. As wave upon wave of aliens descend from the heavens to unleash total destruction, Captain Fantastic, Earth's mightiest superhero, rallies human defenses, flying saucers, dogfight with jet fighters over the skies of the capital, and heavy army tanks roll through the streets to defend against waves of robotic soldiers, and tentacled alien fiends. Though these primitive humans are ripe for defeat, the aliens may be their own worst enemy. Old rivalries flare, ambitions ignite amongst the varied alien races of the Armada, as they do anything to gain the favor of their overseer masters, including undermining and betraying one another to ultimately achieve their sole victory in Conquest of Planet Earth. All right, so basically Conquest of Planet Earth is a space alien game. Is a fast-paced game of terrifying alien invaders, feudal human resistance, and 50s sci-fi movie action. Players take on the role of different alien races, all part of the same invading armada, but each of their own unique abilities and ambitions. Command waves of flying saucers to blast the humans' resistance into submission with death rays and terrifying weapons. At war, as you unleash powerful alien technologies upon the Earth and other alien races if they get in your way. But beware, these pitiful humans are not defenseless. They will fight to the last to defend their planet. Added by the countless platoons of enemy soldiers, powerful human heroes, and the most deadly new weapons, the dreaded atomic bomb. Featuring a modular game board, 10 different alien races to play with, and and that's basically it there. Anyway, but you, again, there's a twist in it. You play as the aliens against the humans, so the enemy is the humans in this one. So it's kind of interesting to play that way. Again, wonderful players, 12 and up. Game time 30 to 90 minutes. And let's check and see what's inside the box. All right. So similar to other Flying Frog games, you have your nice thick boards here for your alien races. Let's see if I can get them all here. So these are kind of similar to like your characters in Touch of Evil and stuff like that. Again, these are the alien races, and they have strength and intelligence. So strength is basically, well, there's strength when you're attacking. It's you know how strong they are. Each one of the units is, and you get 4 units, up to 4 units to start with. Well, to play, and intelligence is the number of cards you draw. Special ability cards, kind of like hero cards. They each have abilities, which if you're familiar with Flying Frog games, you know the characters usually do. These are the Centauri mutant men, and then they have menace tokens, which you fight with. So depending upon, you use menace tokens for various things, to ignite special abilities or certain cards and stuff like that. You get action points each round, and basically, I'll show you once we get it going. Basically, the gist of the game. But again, just an unboxing, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. But I'll show you what's inside the box. So these are the Centauri mutant men. You have your red menace, which are 2 strength and 5 intelligence. So you get to draw 5 cards, and they're a little bit stronger. And then your special abilities, the horror goth. And again, if you want to pause it to read the abilities, you can do that. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. And then you have your men flyers, which are strength 2 and intelligence of 5. Or men flyers. And then you have your Centaurus kite wings. Kind of a little bit like dragons. 2 strength, 4 intelligence, and then your abilities there. Your Rentillion beetleman. It's pretty funny. There was a guy that played these guys, and he had all 4 of his saucer spaceships. One of them was John, Paul, George, and Ringo, like the Beatles. So that was pretty funny. I can't remember exactly who did that, but it was pretty funny on YouTube. Then you have your Vento Star Empire, which is strength 4 and intelligence of 3. And those are their abilities there. So these are your alien races. And then you have your resistance card. This is to be the human thing. So if you're familiar with Flying Frog games, this is like a darkness track of sorts. So it starts at 0, and when it gets to 10, the human tech track, if you haven't got a certain amount of points, then you lose, pretty much, and the humans win. So basically, this just goes over. So kind of like you have your player phase, and you have a I don't know, enemy phase of sort, a villain phase or kind of thing. The resistance phase is that mystery phase. If you like, if you're playing Touch of Evil, kind of like that. So pretty much the same basic type structure of the game. So this is one side for cooperative and one side for competitive. And you have a brutal side too. All right, so let's check out the, these are your alien spaceships here. So right here. So pretty much the saucers with the beam coming down. And you're gonna get 4 of these for each alien race, or each player color here. So, and then you have yellow, green, and again, each race can be doesn't matter really what color, you just player colors. You have your red, and you have your blue. different spaceship colors. These are pretty cool. Then you have 4 special abilities. Probably, I think these are special depending upon which alien race you use. Looks like a little, kind of like little mini dinosaur. And you have a certain type of laser gun or something like that of sorts, or a spaceship sorts. And some kind of robot there. And then some other kind of gun, it looks like, of sorts. Or creature. There's more in the expansion. A lot of cool ones in the expansion. So those are some of those. Flying Frog games generally have a soundtrack. So this is the soundtrack to this. 11 tracks on it. You can play that while you're watching the game and playing the game. And then, of course, you have to have your die. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like 8 white die and 8 red die. And depending upon the enemy, I'll probably use the red and the white for the humans, or you can do it however way you want. And let's see what we have here. Looks like we get some more races here. So the Venusian matriarchy, looks like a female type thing. 3 strength, 3 intelligence with special abilities. These are kind of neat. The Fishman of Al-Atlarak, 3 strength, 4 intelligence. The Trun, 4 strength, 3 intelligence. The Foam Guild Mages, pretty funny. Nice campy artwork here. 2 strength and 4 intelligence. And different abilities. Warp Blast, Necromancy, Master of Magic. Your Viborian Arbiters. 3 strength, 4 intelligence. And your abilities here: Ruthless Enforcement, Lives of Destruction, Scorched Earth. And then I think this is the last one, the Ozarks. Or the Orzak. 2 strength, 4 intelligence. Masters of Technology starts the game with 1 space stuff card, which I'll go into. They're generally pretty good cards. And Relentless Robot Armies. Okay, so let's go over the punch-outs here. So these are just tokens and counters to punch out. Conquest markers. I think that's the starting player token there. Yeah, some purple menace tokens. There you go. And then these are your special units that'll go on the board. So it looks like you have some paratroopers up above the 2s. Tanks, 5. Strength. These are the strength, relative strength. Helicopters, 4. And then infantry, 3. Rangers, 4. Captain Fantastic, he's like the special superhuman, 8. And then fighter planes, 6. And they can move. Jet fighters, they can move. And then artillery. So jet fighters are 7. And then more conquest markers in the different player colors. Voila. And one more set here, so you have a demolished marker for the different territories you can mark as demolished, and tons of menace tokens here, purple ones here. So those are all the punch outs and stuff. All right, so you get your cards, and I guess we'll go through the instruction rule book here a little bit. So similarly set up to like Flying Frog games, if you've played them before. Goes through all the components, gives a little blurb about the game by Jason C. Hill. And then how to play the game, what the cards do, the game boards. So how do you set up the game board depending upon how many players you have. There you go. The game round. Different phases, the player's turn, fights, how to resolve fights, rolling fight dice, that kind of stuff. So basically, if you played a Flying Frog game before, this will be very familiar to you. The different phases, and slight differences, of course. The types of cards are very similar to other Flying Frog games, with some differences. The cooperative game, how to play that. So competitive, and then cooperative game. And then terror total, that's it. That's your victory points is your... So 1 player, you have to get 8 terror points, 2 players 16, 3 players 24, and 4 players 32 in the cooperative game. And then competitive game, of course, you're going against each other. So you can battle each other too. Then there's solo play, as with any Flying Frog game. Facts and clarifications, different blurbs about the races. So it looks like you get 8 alien races. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 alien races in the core box. And then the glossary of terms back here, and different resistance abilities there. All right, so let's check out. These are the game boards. They're pretty generic. So you'll start in the middle here, and then your landing zone, and then these are the different areas you're going to try to conquer and everything. And yeah, these are a little warped, as you can see. Out of the box they're going to be, but we've got some nice heavy math books. We'll squash them down a bit, and then they'll be fine, I'm sure. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of those. So yeah, so we'll squash these down, and they'll be fine. Not worried about that. All right, so now the crux of the game, the crux of the matter is the cards here, the meat of the game. And see if they're similar to other Flying Frog games as far as... Yeah, it looks like they are. They're coded and everything like in other Flying Frog games. See if we can make that sound with them. Oh, yeah. Yep, so very similar to that. So these are it's a location deck. So these are going to go down on the board here. When you go into an area, you're going to draw a location. And let's see here. Yeah, that's space stuff cards. Okay, right here. All right, yeah, so different locations. So you have your terror points you'll get if you conquer this land, and this is how many battles you basically have to go through in order to get that territory. And then you have your special abilities, like these are the fairgrounds. Resistance here are D6 to their strength total, so they'll have different abilities and stuff on them. And you have the college town here. Sorry, it's a little bit dark there. Again, 1 terror point you get if you conquer it, and you only have to fight 1 dwelling distance. You have to fight like 1 set of resistance, but you also have to, any tokens that are on here too, you have to resolve those first and then fight the location. So these are resistance here are -1 to their strength total. And then you have your military testing ground, which is two enemy rounds you have to fight in addition to any markers on top. And then you get 1 point there for terror total. Any alien that ends their turn here is destroyed on a D6 roll of 1. So there's different things that can hurt you or help you. And then it's different ones, train station, radio station. So this one right here doesn't give you any terror points, but if it's around any other population centers, it adds +1 population, basically terror points to any area that's around it. So it's good to get these. Hydroelectric dam, mountain observatory, national monument, a couple of those, and then these ones right here don't have anything on them, so these are kind of like useless. There's no population in there, so you don't get any terror points for them. So you have forests, a bunch of those rolling hills. Yeah, these grassy fields. So you have a ton of ones that aren't worth anything. And then you have more like electric power plant. These will hurt the aliens. There's a chance of them getting destroyed when they landing on the electric wires. A couple of those. And then military base. A lot of resistance in these, as you would expect. Cities, small towns, and so forth. Towns, there you go, and towns. So those are the locations area. And then you have, let's go through the, I don't know if I want to do space stuff yet. We'll go through the event cards, I guess, some of those. Yeah. Okay, so the event cards. Okay, nice crunchiness there. Okay, and these are for the humans. I mean, for the aliens. So just an example right here. See if I can get it to focus. If I can't, I apologize. But this is total destruction. So if you play one action point during a round, you get from between 1 and 6 action points around by rolling a d6, basically is what it is. And this is playing any location with a conquest marker and at least one alien there to place demolish marker at that location. So that's a certain thing there. And then right here, you use these in certain game. So some parts you're just going to read what's in this trapezoid here, which are kind of like ongoing game effects. So sometimes you'll just draw the cards and use that part of the card. But there's different ones of these. A couple of total destructions. Martian Recon. I don't know why it's so dark in here. Martian Recon, Sabotage, Battle Frenzy, Atomic Bomb. Yeah, so some of these can be pretty powerful, but you got to pay 3 action points to do it. Because it costs action points to move your aliens. And again, the most you have is 6, so this is quite expensive if you're even going to be able to do it. And again, this is based on their intelligence, how many cards they get. I don't think so. So if you're familiar with other games like Touch of Evil and the Indiana Jones game there, Fortune and Glory, they have cards like this. I don't think so cards in there, which basically prevent humans from playing certain cards against them. Spoils of Conquest. Gear up cards, which allow you to draw gear cards. Space stuff, which are basically space stuff cards. So they're kind of like the gear cards. These allow you to draw extra cards there. That's just a few of those. I'm sure there's more event cards in this other deck here. Space stuff, like I said, these are good. These are good things. These are more event cards here. Gear up cards. Yeah, there you go. And then you have your space stuff cards, which are right here. So this is like a Kazbak, Warlord Kazbak. I think that is. I think he's one of these. He's one of these spaceships. I think. Might be this one. Yeah, I think he's this one. So Warlord Kazbak gains 1 strength for each enemy hero currently in the fight. So you had this card, you would use him. So he's a strength of 5. So he adds strength to you too. So these can be very helpful. This one is a strength of 6. So these must be the special guys here. Yeah, I think that one is this one. Could be wrong. I think it might be this one. Yep. And then, yeah, so these must be those special ones here. And then here's the giant robot right here. He has a strength of 4 and an ability, so if you get this one. And then Dr. Zednar. That's gotta be, I don't know. So Warlords, Beastkeepers. So Dr. Zednar, he must be, I don't know, he's either this one, probably not this one, but I think he's this one right here. Anyway, or he might not be any of them. And then there's Menacing Bug Eyes, so at the start of each turn, gain 1 Alien Menace token. So different cards that remain in play. And his familiar Activate, that's kind of like on in Flying Frog, you basically use it once, I think. Or could be wrong, you might use it more than once, but different. But basically, these give you different abilities. Ooh, yeah, crunchiness there, but we're definitely re-sleeving these. Blue lasers, strength +1. And they give a little flavor text at the bottom too, a little campy flavor text. So yeah, so these are benefits that'll help you in battles and stuff. Terror points. So this one, basically, if you just have this card, it gives you a terror point. And again, you only need 8 if you're playing a solo game or a 1-player game, which essentially is the same thing. 1-player cooperative or a solo, basically the same thing. Okay, so those are space stuff cards, and then you have your. See if I can get these undone here. So you have some player aids in here. A few of those. Yeah. And these are just basically resistance phase summary, what goes on in there. So basically this is the alien turn summary, so it's kind of like the heroes. So basically in the alien player's turn is an action phase, a battle scene, battle phase, and a draw phase. We drop 2 cards. And then on the back is the resistance summary, draw resistance event card, check for location for liberation, move the human tech track, which is that track I showed you at the beginning on the resistance move, like if there's any tokens that can move around, like planes and stuff, you can move them. Resistance barrage, like that certain you can barrage the guns that can barrage the next area. Tokens there. Roll for tech breakthrough, and that's at the bottom of that track. You roll to see if they get a human tech card, basically, and advance on the tech track. So this is kind of like the middle. This will go in the middle of the board. You don't have to conquer these, but they're worth a lot for terror points, and then you have only 2 resistance in there, but they'll have other tokens in there most likely. So you have this one right here, the kind of like the capital area, and then in the back, actually this is capital city right here, 5 and 3, and 4 and 2. So depending upon what difficulty you want to do. And then here you have human tech cards. So basically, these are just things that the humans can get to make it harder to defeat them. Atomic shells, guided missiles, reverse engineering, a couple of those, advanced super tanks. And then these are the resistance cards, which are kind of like the mystery cards, which the humans will play on their turn. Let's see here. Should I use the No, I'm sorry. These are the cards. These are the cards that you'll draw when you go to attack a certain area. So this one has a strength of 7. They're hard targets. You have hard and soft targets. And then right here. So these are all just. So once you draw one of these, that's what you'll do. You fight one of these. But there's also these type of ones right here, which multiply these cards right here. So you draw these up until you find something like this, and then so basically these just add or subtract, or multiply. So this one's plus D6. So these ones don't count as a target. These are like support. So you'll draw these, and Duke Dudley from Fortune and Glory. That's him right here, basically. So plus 3. So basically, if you're fighting, if you drew this, you would draw this, and then you would draw this right here, and you can read the text, and everything on them. And let's just say after that you drew this right here. So what you would do is for their strength, you would take 4, and then you would add 3, 5 to this, so they'd have a strength of 9, depending upon if they might gain additional points too of strength if they're on a certain tile or other enemies are there or whatever it says on it. So this basically it has a base strength of 9. So that's what you would have to fight against your strength and roll a die. But yeah, there's different types of these right here. So they're pretty cool, pretty interesting artwork. Mathematicians. And here's Captain Fantastic. He's a hard target. He's bold. Gains a +1 strength for each alien to location. When discarded, shuffle the disc. He goes back into the deck afterward. And then you have your teenagers at lookout point. So these guys have no strength, but they do gain 4 strength at any town location, because depending upon where they are. But they're pretty much weak. U.S. Army Rangers. These are soft target. And again, soft and hard targets. Various things on the text on the cards can affect them. And these are Army Scientists. Add +2. And then local police are only strength of 2. And then Angry Mobs, the strength of 1. So yeah, and they have different keywords on these too, which may trigger different things. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So these are the resistance. You'll draw these when you're fighting a certain location. And these are just more event cards here. So yeah, I'll just show you some of these. Again, I apologize, probably can't read them that well. but the artwork is cool. These cost 3 minutes tokens to play. And again, some of these are going to have little boxes on the bottom. And some of these will play immediately, which means as soon as you get them, obviously you have to play them. See, like this one's got the trapezoid at the bottom, so yeah. But a good variety of cards and everything in the base game. That's pretty much it there. So that is pretty much all that's inside of the base game. So you got your cards, you got your alien spaceships, you got a few of the special characters here, get some tokens, dice, and then your player boards and stuff like that too. So that's pretty much what Conquest of Planet Earth is. So thank you for joining me in this unboxing. I'll be unboxing the expansion, and the little mini card packs in the next couple of videos. So stay tuned for those. So thank you for joining us. I'm Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, and we'll see you in the next board game unboxing. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.